Hey everyone, what is going on? This is Sirian here, and today I'm bringing you some domination on Nuketown. Once again, this is the Nukejacks playlist, so it's 9v9, and as a result is very hectic, just the way we like it. I'm using the very original Suppressor stock Scar H combo with the tried and true UAV Hellstorm Lightning Strike score streaks, and we're gonna go ham here and do some work. It's definitely one of the better teams I've ever had, so the game was a comfortable victory, but things are always pretty easy when you use the Scar H, right guys? Anyway, moving on. Point of this video is I want to talk about Black Ops 3. Now, I don't know about you guys, but personally, I am hella excited for Black Ops 3. In fact, I haven't been this excited for a new release of a video game in a very long time. I think the last time I was this excited for the release of a AAA title was probably Oblivion back in 2007. Now, unfortunately, that game didn't live up to the standard set by Morrowind, but hopefully we'll have better luck this time. Anyway, first things first. Black Ops 3 beta is coming to PC August 26th. Note it down because I am going to be live streaming the hell out of it just as soon as it becomes available. August 26th. Be there or be square. Now, I haven't exactly followed every little announcement about Black Ops 3, but I have heard and seen plenty about the game. I've seen more than enough to get initial impressions, and those impressions I have are very good. I've heard all sorts of good stuff about the game, and I really don't think that Treyarch has ever made a bad Call of Duty. From what I've seen of it, the gameplay looks like it will be closer to Titanfall without Titans than it will Advanced Warfare 2. So any of you Advanced Warfare haters, and I know there are a lot of you out there, uh, keep that in mind before condemning the old Black Ops 3. I expect, just from what I've seen, that it won't be quite as frenetic and jerky as in Advanced Warfare. Uh, I don't really mind, honestly. I liked the movement in Advanced Warfare. I thought it was a great way to outplay scumbags who, you know, might have had an easier time in Black Ops 2. It's actually pretty funny. I ran into quite a few of the familiar names in Advanced Warfare, the people I used to play in Black Ops 2. And in Black Ops 2, they would win, one in every two gunfights against me, because they were the type. They played just like me. They camera angle ADS around every corner with a high powered AR, that sort of stuff. So basically, we were on the same page. But come Advanced Warfare, where you can dash around and bunny hop and go prone, and you know, you have it really counts having the amazing reactions and decent aim. Like you need to be on the top of your game to kill people if they know how to move in that game. The time to kill is just slower than Black Ops 2. So I enjoyed that, but I do enjoy the boots on the ground style in Black Ops 2 as well. I have streamed pretty much nothing but Black Ops 2 since I started streaming, and I do love the game. Um, anyway, so basically, as long as the movement is well integrated into the gameplay, and given that it's Call of Duty game, I can't see that it wouldn't be, because that's what Call of Duty is renowned for, being very solid on the gameplay and being very intuitive. Then I honestly don't think we're going to have a problem. Uh, there is a few things I want to talk about that I really, really hope the game has on release, though. First and foremost, it needs dedicated servers. Peer-to-peer connections simply aren't up to the task. We saw that with the first few months of Advanced Warfare. We saw what a blight the peer-to-peer connections could be. Then finally, when they introduced dedicated servers, the game had already died off. It was basically, ghost town. Like, I would say 90% of the population probably left by then, which is a real shame because dedicated servers are awesome and fixed a lot of the problems they had with the game. Even more importantly, Sledgehammer didn't even announce the implementation of dedicated servers for PC, so to this day I would say that probably 95% or more of the people who played Advanced Warfare thought it had no dedicated servers and everything was peer-to-peer. As recently as the last time I played it, which was actually months after the dedicated servers were implemented, people would still yell at me and other people for having host advantage and insist there were no servers, even though there clearly were, because there hadn't been a host migration for fucking ever. So, yeah. I really hope that Treyarch doesn't make the same mistakes as Sledgehammer in that regard. dedicated servers need to be in the game from day one, and they need to let people know that they have dedicated servers, because hey, that's a huge selling point. That's why it's like, oh, the game has dedicated servers? Well, shit, I'll buy it then, because I know I won't get into a crappy connection, or I shouldn't, or at least it's much less likely. Anyway, a few other things we're going to need are a ping limiter, and an option to play at 120 or 144 or unlimited FPS. Now, part of the reason that I'm so excited for Black Ops 3 is because Black Ops 2 was such an amazingly well polished and supported PC game. Obviously, I can't speak for console because I never played it on console, but on PC it had decent matchmaking. I can still find games of Black Ops 2 much easier than Advanced Warfare, for example. You know, if I boot up Advanced Warfare, I don't find anyone, and if I find a lobby, chances are it's in Asia, which that's pretty awful. But Black Ops 2 has a ping limiter, so you can make sure you never get put into games with a terrible connection. It has an FOV slider. It has dedicated servers, so there are no hacked lobbies in it like in other COD games. You know, if I don't know if any of you guys try to play Modern Warfare 2 on PC, that's brutal. You find nothing but modded lobbies, infinite XP, zero gravity, interventions only, akimbo thumpers, just nonsense game after game. It's awful. But yeah, so Black Ops 2 had dedicated servers, so there wasn't any of that nonsense, and still isn't to this day. I have never been in a hacked lobby in Black Ops 2, and dedicated servers are pretty much entirely responsible for that, as far as I know. But lastly, and this is a really important one that I hope they get right, and it's the only one I'm thinking they might not, is the option to play at more than 60 FPS. Now, I'm pretty sure they'll include an option to play at more than 60 FPS, but more importantly, it really needs to be optimized well enough that achieving those higher frame rates is actually easy. Like, take Black Ops 2, for example. You could play at, you could lock your FPS at, like, I think 30, 60, 120, and it might have been 75, 120, and unlimited. I play at 120 because unlimited feels a little bit framey and weird, but 120 feels very nice. When you compare that to Advanced Warfare, for example, the FPS was locked at 90, and on some maps, 90 FPS was not even close to achievable because the game just wasn't well optimized. There were all sorts of crashing issues, and the matchmaking was terrible beyond belief. So with Black Ops 3, I really hope that they optimize the game well enough that you can actually achieve the higher frame rates. I'm expecting that they will have the option to play at the higher FPS, but if it's anything like AW, then it could very well be that there are certain maps where it's just like, oh, it's this map, looks like I'm getting 60 FPS, looks like I can't aim, feel awful. So yeah, that's the only thing I'm a little bit concerned about, because it is, it's going to be a brand new game, and who knows what changes they've made to the engine and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, just one thing to touch on the Advanced Warfare mistake as well. I just remember playing that game on release and asking people what country they were from when they were in my lobby. And in any given lobby, we found, like, there were people from Australia, from the US, from South Africa, from Russia, from Europe, Asia, all over the place, all over the world. It basically had no location-based matchmaking whatsoever on release, and that was a pretty ridiculous state of affairs, and resulted in tons of people just not even giving the game a second glance, and I really don't blame them. I wouldn't have blamed anyone if they just traded their fucking copy of Advanced Warfare in straight away. That's how bad it was. So basically, Treyarch really wants to avoid a repeat of that. I didn't play Black Ops 2 on release, but in its current state, it really should be the game they model Black Ops 3 on, from a technical perspective. It runs the best, it has all the features that PC gamers really want and need, and given that Black Ops 2 was the last game Treyarch made, it would really surprise me if they suddenly decided not to include all of the features that made Black Ops 2 such a great PC game. I would find that astounding, and I will be very disappointed. Anyway, maybe that's me being overly optimistic, and maybe all my hopes and dreams will come crashing down come release date, but I really do expect Black Ops 3 to be a great game. Everything I've heard and seen in the development process leads me to believe that, and everything I know about Treyarch's history as a developer does too. So yeah, here's hoping that they don't mess things up. I am very much looking forward to playing it and streaming it and enjoying it with you guys. Remember, August 26th. Hope to see you there. Love you all, guys, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Peace.